Is Russia trying to drag India into the Ukraine war? It is day 8 of the invasion. Moscow has made a big claim. It says Indian students are being taken hostage in Ukraine and that they're being used as human shields in Kharkiv. India has refuted Russia's claim. Let me repeat that. India has refuted the claims made by Russia, but there is no denying the fact that the situation in Kharkiv is getting worse by the day. The city is being bombed relentlessly, and there are Indians in it. Look at this. This is what Kharkiv looks like. Russian paratroopers have landed in the city. There are growing fears that Russian forces might execute a violent takeover. India is concerned. An advisory issued yesterday said all Indians must leave Kharkiv immediately. But leaving is not going to be easy, given the continuous attacks. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin again. India is pushing for an urgent evacuation and a safe corridor for its people. Russia said it would help. Next thing you know, Moscow has released a statement. And the statement made some big claims. It said Russia was setting up a humanitarian corridor, but what comes next is disturbing. Let me quote from the Russian statement. This is what it says. According to the latest information, these students are actually taken hostage by the Ukrainian security forces, who use them as human shields and in every possible way prevent them from leaving for Russian territory. Responsibility in this case lies entirely with the Kiev authorities. And this was not all. A Russian military spokesperson released another statement. This is what it said. Ukrainian authorities are forcibly keeping a large group of Indian students in Kharkiv. Ukraine was quick to deny this. Kiev said it was Russia that was holding the students hostage. I'm going to quote from the Ukrainian statement too. This is what they said. There are students from India, Pakistan, China and other countries who cannot leave because of the indiscriminate shelling and barbaric missile strikes by the Russian armed forces. We urgently call on these governments to demand from Moscow that it allows the opening of a humanitarian corridor to other Ukrainian cities. This is classic blame game. Russia says Ukraine is taking students hostage. Ukraine says Russia is blocking evacuations. Finally, this morning, the government of India spoke again and India refuted Russia's claims. India said it has not received any report of students being taken hostage and that many students, in fact, have left Kharkiv yesterday. Special trains transported these students out of the war zone. India thanked the Ukrainian government for those arrangements. The Ukrainian government. Interestingly and significantly, there was no mention of Russia in the Indian statement. So were Moscow's claims just propaganda? Why is there no humanitarian corridor yet? Have Indian students become pawns in this game of one-upmanship? These students and their families deserve better. Imagine the horror of the families, of the parents, when they hear claims of students being taken hostage. They're already living through their worst nightmare. Many students were forced to move to Soviet-era bunkers when the war began. Bunkers that have no supply, no steady supply of food or water. So you see, there is no one to protect them. Yesterday, the Indian embassy in Kiev asked students to leave on foot from Kharkiv. They were asked to walk up to 16 kilometers for their safety. Hundreds of students made that journey. They had no other option. Thankfully, they came out safe, but it was a huge risk. Students walking to borders in the midst of bombing and shelling. As of Tuesday, 8,000 students were still in Ukraine. 12,000 Indians have returned. Just today, close to 800 Indians returned home. They were brought back by the Indian Air Force in 4 C-17 Globemaster aircraft. Government agencies are working on their evacuation, but remember, this is a war. There are no perfect plans. There are no predictable outcomes. The least we can do is not spread panic by hyping unsubstantiated claims. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.